5. It's time for ignition and straight up automobile pimping.
Dude, where's my car?
What is up, legends? It's your boy Josh from Car Culture Australia. As some of you know, we've travelled over to Perth with our burnout car. How's that? We've ended up linking up with WA's most influenced body car scene group on the market right now. There is nobody else that I would love to have been hosting. While Tony and Tom are over in Sydney, you got to deal with me. So I'd like to introduce none other than Distortion Cruisers. Boys, how are we?
I'm Josh from Distortion.
And I'm Cam.
So we're the owners of this car club. So yeah, what got you into the burnout scene? That's what we've been wondering.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of we've got a following, a lot of the younger ones as well, and it's like, how do you go into that sort of thing? Like, because we try to stay away from it because we don't want that stuff coming to our meets. But obviously we're boys. We love a good skid.
Yeah.
And we want to know more about that sort of scene.
Yeah, man. So back in 2011, my dad took me to a burnout comp. Absolutely loved it. Dad ended up getting the burnout car. From about 2011 to 2016, Dad was doing burnouts.
So you've been blowing clutches since, eh?
Yeah. And then from 2017 to 2021, Dad and I just did car cruises, summer nights and all that. And then I ended up buying the VR.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And over the past 3 years, been building it. And yeah, so mainly we like to tell the kids, as what, you know, yourself, there's a lot of kids that are coming up into it and not keeping it legal.
Yeah.
So we try and tell them to keep it off the streets and bring it to the track and show them what you can build and, you know, get it off the streets and boys. Yeah.
Definitely when we do a trip over that way, once we get a bit bigger. Yeah. One day, that's a dream.
We'll
so anyone over there. Yeah, we'll be over there one day, we promise. But so we want to go take a little dive into another scene and do more videos on that. So it's great to have this sort of connection and great to see you guys coming out to the meet. Because I've seen of you on like the summer acts and all that sort of things, but it's nice to actually go, like, it's kind of like an honour, you know, you get a nice car come out to your meet or like a brand like Car Culture
put a face
itself.
To the name and everything.
Put a face to the name, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're focused on when we're starting these cruises.
Yeah, Boys, how did you create Distortion? The question that we all want to know.
This one's going to be a long one.
There's a lot of stuff behind this.
Get your popcorn and your ginger beers, guys.
Pretty much, yeah. So how it kind of started, it's like, this is before Distortion was Distortion.
Yeah.
Do we start from the very start?
Let's dive into it. Let's get into
full story. Okay, we'll give you the full story. We started off with me and Josh. We had a Camry and a Holden Cruise.
Yeah.
Look, you got to start somewhere. But we were getting made fun of for making content on Instagram.
Made fun of?
Yeah.
More like bullied and harassed. Like Cam kind of got me in the scene because he takes videos of his cars and like took really nice cinematic shots and made like funny trends and sort of thing, and that's
somehow
what got me
grew an Instagram account to 4,000 followers of its stock Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how that happened.
I'd bully him for it as well. And
it was such a rice. Look, you gotta play around. But
we both had underglow. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, look, that's all needs to be said. But yeah, basically, we were like, all right, you know what? Screw the haters. We'll make a car club called Daily Traffic Cruises. That was the baby of Distortion.
It's
Daily Traffic Cruises.
So don't even try
it. We've probably still got stock of the stickers somewhere. Yeah. But we started Daily Traffic Cruises. Funnily enough, nobody really wanted to buy the stickers. I don't know why. Maybe they didn't want daily traffic on their car.
I think some people's egos are a bit too sensitive for it.
I think so. Yeah.
But I wouldn't put one on mine now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. Even for the old rep. But no, basically, we had that page. We had a page for the Joke Cruises. Kind of just sat there with one post for like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were like, you know what? We've got this page here. We got to revamp it.
Yeah. Well, we'll go a little bit before that. So we kind of stopped because we knew it wasn't going to get anywhere, and we came into a phase in the scene here in Perth where it was shocking. We would go to meets, no one would talk to you, it wasn't friendly, there was no vibe. There was nothing going on to keep us stay, long wait time, 40-minute stops, which is what we do now, but there was nothing going on in between the stops. And then you'd come to the second, third stop, and there's about 6 or 8 people just ripping it up on the streets, people crossing the road, cops everywhere, and you're like, this isn't a fun night. I've just spent $60-$70 on fuel to just watch people in their, you know,
AU Falcons.
AU Falcons, Commodores.
Sorry, Falcons.
Sorry, just rip it up and ruin it for everyone. And that really affected the scene, I feel like. And meets definitely fell off a little bit. And so we never really thought it would go anywhere, but we'll start one and just have some fun with it. So at the time, Cam was actually dating my sister. They've been together for 2 years. This is how we know each other. So we've been
pretty much.
So we're like best friends since they've broken up. But we're all good. We're good. It's fine.
No,
don't worry about that. So So what happened is we try and brainstorming these names. We were thinking tons of them, using GTP, Google, anything, and all we're getting was we're going to go collective cruises, and then there was too much tough collective at the time. And then the one day Cam and I were just talking about it in front of my mum, right? And she goes, trying to pull the piss out of us. She goes, "What if you call it Distortion?"
Just like that.
And legit, exactly like that. And we just look at each other that's the one.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, that's the name.
So then I got inspiration. I was like, how can I make this sticker? Because we've got Oz damn cars, we got Australian muscle, we love it, that's what we are. But how can we include everyone and not just make it centered in Australian? So that's where we got the idea of the Japanese text from. Because then you can put that on any car, and it will look good.
Fun fact, if you didn't already know, we haven't really done much to explain it, but it's kind of been just figure it out. The Japanese text stands for cruisers. So our name Distortion Cruisers. It's almost like we're not known as Distortion Cruisers, it's more like just Distortion, which is probably good.
Which is what I want, because it sounds sicker. And people are like, what, you got cruise ships or something? Because my idea with this is that we'll be pretty big in the scene over Australia, globally, and have our whole clothing line. I'm starting simple now, but in the next year, that's gonna be my number one focus, is just actually pumping out something real different. Because right now I've just worked on subtle things that look sick still, because it is really expensive, guys, and we use Australian manufacturers and stuff. These are coming out next, these ones, which they're my favourite. I wear them in the gym, I wear them in bed, I wear it everywhere. But we'll get back to the story.
So how it continues from there is we got our name, and that was December last year. We got our name, we got a design, we got stickers, got a couple of them put on our cars, sweet. And then we left it for another 3 months.
That was it.
So we were like, you know what? We were just like, okay, cool.
I think we had about 80 followers at this time.
80 to 100 followers. And
that's
then
blown up, hasn't it?
Dude. Honestly, it was one day I was bored one night and I was doing a lot of driving, and I was like, look, I've got this Instagram page just sitting here. Let's make a cruise. And I did one and arranged it the day before. Told people to come. We had 8 cars and all 4 or 5 cars.
I think it was 4 or 5 cars, 3 bikes, and I wasn't even there. I was working.
He was
wasn't even there.
But I was just bored, so I was like, you know what, just do it. Had a couple of people rock up, pretty sick. We went to a couple of different spots, and then from there, we were able to. My mate at the time that I was cruising with, he owned another established car club. And basically what we did from there is we started doing collaborations with other car clubs. Because when you start from nothing, it's really hard. So it's
I tell you what, we're not going to tell you exactly what we did, but we bloody hustled. So I joined back on pretty much on the second cruise, I think it was. I think we worked it out.
Him out.
He thought it was gone through a bit of crap time at the time, so it was good escape. Meet new people and make new friends, and some you treat them like a family now. It's we've made so many friends along the way already, and But so what happened was second cruise, it went decently. We're just collaborating, different club, didn't matter the size. And I think it was the 3rd or 4th meet where we started doing just a raffle, I was spending my own money.
Yeah, because at the time
Yeah.
we didn't have any much revenue at all.
No,
because
zero.
And that was even like, yeah, we wouldn't be selling any stickers very often. Like, we were still very under the radar. And yeah, we're just like, you know what, why don't we just give Ray a bunch of free stuff at the meet?
Yeah.
So we got out our money, spent a couple of $100, bought some raffle tickets, and then at the stops we'd just walk around with a book and just be like, you want a free raffle ticket? And everyone would be like, hell yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
man, yeah.
Then they're like, who are you? Like, they'll be like, who are you?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we were just sort of like, we had no merch, no nothing, anything
Yeah.
like that. Wasn't even on my mind at the time. And that's when we came into the next idea. So we've got some access to some pretty good gear.
Yeah.
So Cam started getting them out to make meet recaps.
Mm-hmm.
And and one thing led to another. We did meet recaps, they did really good. And then we're like, that's a perfect way to capture the night for people that weren't there and get more exposure.
Yeah, and especially at the time, there was like not as much of a media presence for other car clubs in general.
Yeah, in
the
Perth
scene,
especially.
it's just like, there's no hate against any of this, but you'd post a map, and you'd, do a bunch of stories, promote it around and stuff. But there was like, nobody taking the next like step towards like video content.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot of work.
Yeah, social media is the way you can grow your
You
club
boys
real
are
quick.
killing it,
And-
from what we can see. Like social media, all we see is distortion. The content you boys are pushing out is fantastic.
Yeah,
you know?
it's actually, we didn't realise how much work behind the scenes it was. I would not do this for free if it wasn't my own club.
That's what I say to everyone. Like,
Yeah.
they'll do the editing and the
Yeah.
and the videoing. And like, I'm just like, to anyone that's ever doing this for any other car clubs, never do it for free. It's,
Yeah.
we're like, pretty much we're posting like almost, we try to get out at least a video a day from our meets, and we can do that because of all the footage we get, which is insane.
Yeah.
But
or at least a post like a
yeah.
Like we got a photographer and they take photos.
Yeah,
It's
wicked.
LHC Media. If you're wondering,
Yeah,
if you're in
yeah,
Perth, he's a gun. Like he's a younger fella, but he's like one of the boys now. Like
We'll swear by him.
came up to us at Motorplex one day and he didn't stop pissing us off since. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, shout out to Lockie if you're watching. But yeah,
Yeah.
where were we? We were at the interviews.
Yeah.
So we started interviews. Now, I would say I'm a pretty shameless person and I can just go around with a pink spatula and talk to people. And we found that doing that, don't copy our pink spatula, we like that one. But doing that is what me going up as the owner and Cam with this massive camera in front of probably a couple hundred people.
Yep.
Anyone I see that makes eye contact, we go up and talk to them, it creates an environment where they're like, hang on, if he's going up talking to people and I know that he's the owner, that means I can, because he's not being judged for that means I can. And what we've done over time, we've created this environment where no one's ever in their little groups.
Yeah.
If they are, they're walking around talking to other people, making new friends, and that's probably the biggest thing on me is what makes me keep wanting to do it.
And I think my favourite thing about car meets was how it used to be. Probably a good 5 years ago, probably the whole open bonnet of car meets.
Yeah.
That just it fades away. Like, it was really sad because that's when my mate who was in the scene before me said that's when all the car meets were good. Like, you'd have everyone walking around checking out your builds and stuff, and that's when it was awesome. And seeing that every now and then at our meets, it's just it's sick.
Yeah.
Then we get all ages. We get classics, we get supercars, we get skid scene now even. Respectfully, thank you as well.
Yeah.
Well, we attended Distortion cruises last night, and man, the variety of cars and bikes.
Yeah.
We had full drives. You had Nissans. You had Commodores, Falcons, and then you had the old bloody Volvo. The old V-Dub and Golf with that mad little paint job with all the lines over
Yeah, he
it.
did that himself.
Yeah,
We went
I
and
got
spoke to him,
so
mate. He's good bloke. And that's another thing as well, just talking to people, man. I'll take the time. I'll sit there. I don't know, I've got crap tons to do, but I'll stand there and talk to someone for 30 minutes. we'll just do that.
Well, I chatted your ear off last night.
That's good. You called us at a good time. Last stop is where we kind of chill out.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
you know, download the footage, do all this, that, send it off, sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now like my workload was pretty alright to be honest until I released the website. And now,
Next step.
that was something I've always wanted to accomplish myself is have my own just a brand, a business, community of my own, and the truth is would never be able to do this without Cam, and that's like why we work so well together, because we know we need each other to succeed because we've got the same vision and end goal. That's important as well, guys. If you are wanting to start your own car meet and take it to the next level, don't go on a business with someone that's not going to listen to your ideas. Your ideas are valid and they should be listened to. And if you can knock off each other and come into agreement, and sometimes it's worth just, you know, pushing an argument to a side if you get in troubles as a business partner. Take some space, have a cool down, assess it, and it just comes down to maturity when you do that sort of thing. But because we've obviously had arguments before because we're also best mates, so we get pissed at each other all the time.
But no, I feel like, the most important thing, again, as you were saying, just like, because with us, we know that distortion won't happen without either of us.
Yeah.
There's, whether it's me with the videoing and the editing skills, or Josh with the personality and the pink spatula, it's like without either of us, it just won't work.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, like, anyone you want to choose to do this kind of thing with, just make sure that you stick through it through pretty much anything.
Yeah. And it's more expensive than you think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We did not realise. Like, our hoodies are expensive because they cost me a lot of money, and a lot of the stuff that I've done, I invested out of my own pocket. So I think we had a really good our first meet that we did by ourselves without collabing was massive, and I was like, we came back to kind of celebrate because we sold quite a few stickers, and I was like, straight away, like I took money out of bank account, did the ABN, business account, insurance, and I reached out to Niche from Corrupt. She's the owner of Corrupt Australia. Legend, absolute legend. She gave us huge help out with making the website.
Yeah, we could.
And so did that, paid for that, helped set it up, and then I spent I think it was about $1,300 of my own money on ordering a crap ton of stickers, keychains, and then the first line of hoodies.
Yeah.
And then they all sold out, and then I did some pre-orders, and then I got a bit nervous, so I dragged the website release for too long.
About like 2.5 months.
About 2.5 months too long. But then I just one day I was like, screw it.
Yeah.
We'll just bite the bullet. I kind of did a small little meet to just a 2-hour static stop, I think it was, just to announce the website.
Yeah.
And I think we probably sold about 30 or 40 hoodies in that 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah, wicked, man. Yeah.
Maybe 3 weeks, but it was around that, which was insane to me.
I did not expect that.
And I did not expect how long it would to take me to pack all that.
How did you boys find? Like, what's your reaction to blowing up in the Perth scene, man?
Well, it was like, there was a period where, this is taking us back a little bit before we hit 1,000 followers. Sorry, we're just deviating a little bit, but it kind of relates to the question. So before we hit 1,000 followers, there was like a point where we were like, oh yeah, cool, let's do 1,000 followers meet, celebrate. And then like there was this point in time where we were just going up in followers, like faster than we could count.
Yeah.
And that was just like, I don't know, it was just a real experience because we were just like,
we're kind of,
what were we thinking?
to be honest, the best way to explain this is that we've always been real down to earth.
Yeah.
Like we acknowledge we're the owners, but to be honest, I know it sounds a bit demeaning on ourselves, but we're not where we want to be. Like we haven't made it to that next step where we want to be, and right now
You've got a future. You got a goal. Yeah.
we got a goal,
absolutely.
and we're not I'll never be the type to be like, oh, I'm better than everyone. I don't want to talk to you. I'll never be like that. Like we've had kids come up to us at like King Road Brewery and ask to take a photo of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because So for us, it was the interviews, like having that like personality, and I'm not that funny all the time. Cam's just really good at editing.
Yeah. It does hold up quite a bit.
Yeah. It's just about, you've got to have that kind of personality, I think.
Yeah.
for it to work on social media, and I think I've still got to improve on that side as well, because we have gone up, I think, 18,000 followers in about 6 months.
About 6-7 months.
6-7 months.
Insane.
So
Boys,
that is insane, especially on Instagram.
Yeah.
That was like,
Because our first cruise was in March.
yeah.
Wow.
Halfway
And
through-
Australia
halfway
wide
through
as well.
Yeah.
We were having a chat last night. Australia wide as well. You know, you got viewers
Really?
from
Yeah.
Victoria, Queensland, and well, New South Wales.
That's the
you know.
part that
Never
I
thought we'd
can't
expect
comprehend.
that.
Yeah.
That's the
Never thought it would
part
happen.
when it's like more orders coming in, more people following. I think that's when I start comprehending it, because it's like kind of like it's like kind of the next. I know that is the next step, reaching
Yeah.
the rest of Australia. So we
Exactly.
hit Perth, not all, but like that's where we're coming in with the skits ideas, like
Yeah.
bringing out these new ideas, and we've got a really good idea that we're going to do at meets that we can't tell you about because it'll definitely get stolen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's been done before.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. But yeah,
Yeah, we could.
and then so grew up quite a bit of following, I guess.
Man, massive
And then-
following. Yeah.
Yeah. So probably my favourite part about what I've done with Distortion so far was a men's mental health cruise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we put that together with a bunch of other clubs. I think it was like Illicit,
Antisocial.
Antisocial. There was West Rise and Falcons.
Yeah, that's the one.
And a few others. I can't remember on the top of my head. I'm sorry, guys, if I missed you.
And
But-
these are Perth-based car groups
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's big, small, didn't matter. We
Yeah.
wanted everyone.
Just bring it all in,
Yeah,
mate. Let's
so-
make
Because
something
it's all
happen.
a cause you want to support.
Yeah. So
And
we,
like having all of that, like everyone who come together over something like that was just really impactful.
I
for
think
everyone
there was
who came
probably
on.
about 1,000 people there,
Yeah.
and we
Wow.
raised $3,000 that night. And we donated $500 of our own. We made these $10 stickers for everyone to buy.
Yeah.
Instead of people, if they didn't want to donate straight to that, they would get the illusion of buying the sticker. But really, we're putting that money into the thing. So
Yeah, basically.
we sold 50 of them. So the $10 each, I believe they were. So 500 we donated ourselves
Yeah,
to
straight
hit
in.
the goal.
Mad boys, yeah.
But yeah, and like, I felt so good after it. And
Yeah.
the owner of West Rise Falcons, his name's what's his name?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Sorry, no. He came out to the other meeting the other night. I legit just spoke to him, but he actually works in men's mental health, and he's seeing a lot of the you know more visual side, and it is an important thing.
It is, yeah.
And pretty much like, you know, I know it's a bit cringe, but the scene kind of stopped us going from in that slope, I'd say.
A car cruise can change your mental health
Yeah.
dramatically as
Because
well.
we just had that exposure and the dopamines of just having a conversation with someone great. Like, we've held a pretty clean club.
Yeah.
And I would say we probably want to be known more as a community than a car club, I would say.
Yeah.
Because
That's
there's a lot
kind of the vision we're going
There's a
for.
lot of negative connotations around car clubs.
Yeah.
Like if I mention it to people, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you know,
Yeah, it's
you're just like causing a racket, causing stuff." But we just want to make it clean, and
yeah.
we're surprised. We're really grateful of how clean it is
Yeah.
for how many people we do get. But just touching back on the mental health stuff, we have had also people messaging our account directly, just like thanking us for just like doing what we're doing, like keeping the meets happening, keeping things going, and it's just like it's actually making a difference. to
Yeah,
people's
man,
lives,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
really cool.
And
yeah.
legit, the only people that ever hate on us are the ones that do skid up meets.
Yeah, because then we report them.
Yeah,
If we get
so-
the votes.
This is probably not agreed by other owners, but
Yeah.
personally, we don't really care. So, what happens is we don't allow skids at our meets. That's kind of no
Yeah,
brainer.
there shouldn't be there.
There
There's just
should-
kids there.
There's kids
Yeah,
there, and we had a
exactly.
pretty big one a couple of weekends ago, and we sent the footage. We get called up all the time because we're car club owners, community owners, whatever. They know about us. We see them on our meets. They come up to us. They'll call us
Yeah.
if something happens, and we sent that video in because it was just so reckless. There was kids crossing the road, and
Yeah.
tyres fell back out of the ute. Ended up getting a full investigation done on him, and he will definitely lose his car and licence. At the meet that we hosted last night, not one person did a skid, not one person
That's
ripped it
awesome.
up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just showing that you're going to back up on your words. I know it's not like you don't want to snitch, like you love a good skid, like we all do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to
Time
other
and
people's
place.
safety and or if it's you doing a cool skit or us getting a $30,000 fine or shut down forever,
Yeah, and there's
we're going to
places
choose you.
as well.
So yeah,
Yeah, like there's plenty of burnout comps to go on, and you know.
Or even then, just go to your nan's skid pad down at the yard or wherever you want. Like, it's like definitely for the street scene. It's like I think it just comes to validation of people wanting to show off, or just even having a bit too many to drink and
to the burnout community as well, and like the car scene, like as we were talking about as burnouts, young kids are going to Mexico and doing burnouts and all that, but it's not that hard to get into the burnouts, boys. You just need long pants, a jumper, enclosed shoes, a helmet, and your car only needs a battery clamp and a fire extinguisher.
Does an engine help?
Oh yeah, an engine, wheels and panels.
Probably actually.
Yeah.
But
that easy, eh?
That's easy. It's that easy, man, to get into it, and that's what we're trying to also bring on to everyone. Like, it's not that hard to get into it, and you know,
maybe that will be in the next area we go to attack to revamp.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Keep that away from the car shows, man.
Yeah.
Like, I totally.
That's
vibe with that.
we have been invited to a few events.
Yeah.
And the drag cars as well, but it's like, when you're in our kind of position, it's like if you do a video on that, someone might get a bit carried away, and it's like you've got to put up the risk, and it's like it's probably a thing when we have to start hosting less if we do get more bigger, and because we want to make content, like that's probably the main thing. We want to go to interviews with people, make skits. Like it's pretty hard with social media because once one works well, everyone's just going to want to see that one. So it's kind of like you post multiple till you find an idea that works well, and then you just rinse, repeat, and milk it pretty much until it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then you start coming up with new ideas. So that's what we've done. So the interviews work. They do well. They do consistent, but it's not taking us to the next step yet. So that's when we come up with this new idea that we are going to do next weekend, which will be more community involved.
Yeah, Matt.
For sure.
Yeah, we're gonna do some math and see if we can hang around for it, and see if we can hang in Perth for a couple more days, and we definitely like we've spoken off camera. I'm keen to come on, come and have a look at it.
So
I'll be keen as for that.
Yeah, we've got a few events coming up. I think this month. So our kebab shop, we love them. They're legends.
Yeah, Rosalia Kebabs.
Rosalia Kebabs in Balclata.
Turkish bakery.
Yeah, they are.
Best kebabs in Perth.
I'm not even lying. I've legit had every meat box and kebab from Perth. They're my favourite.
Yeah.
And they're that nice to us as well. Like they're so common. They legit paid out of their own pocket another security guard to keep the toilets open so people can go to the toilets because it's inside the shop. Yeah. So, but they're opening up an ice cream.
That's what you're saying, community, bro. You're making it and coming together, and
because I think we probably make them a bucket load. But they're opening up an ice cream part of their shop.
That's special information.
Without a say,
they got new things coming.
All right, cut that bit out.
Yeah, we'll cut that bit out.
So they got new things coming.
They cater for us on our Saturday nights. Have some really interesting things coming up.
So we're gonna do a whole dress up night for them.
Yeah, Matt.
So I think it's in about a month's time. They said.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do like a
formal
night.
The bloody Halloween, mate.
Boys,
that was insane. I've seen all the posts over your page.
I'm hoping
nuts.
that you guys from over east saw the meet recap for that, just so you can see what went on there. Everybody, hundreds of people, were dressing up and dressing their cars up. I had that many photos on my phone that I couldn't even add more to it. Because when we do these big dress up nights, we always do a competition. So we do a $100 cash prize.
Throw some money on the line.
$100 cash prize for best costume, and then $100 for the best car decorative.
That's awesome.
So we'll be doing the exact same for Christmas. Yeah. And for you that are interested in the Christmas one coming up, we're going to do another charity, but we're going to do it a little bit different this year. And of course, there'll be a dress-up night.
And of course, we'll live stream it for you guys.
Yeah. There was cars last night with bloody tinsel lights already over them.
They're going to start getting crazy, man. I reckon we're going to go all out for that Christmas, mate. Yeah, because it's on the 21st.
Yeah.
So that's the Saturday before Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see how big I can get the prize pull up. I might even put some of my own money into it.
Yeah,
because I want to see everybody dressed up in a Christmas costume.
Yeah, wicked.
And then, so my plan is I don't know if I should say this idea or not, but pretty much we're going to do a toy drive. I'll leave it as that. But there'll be a twist to it, but we'll do a toy drive. And we're going to get one of the admins and helpers, Big 4B, and we're going to use that to chuck all the toys in, and then we're going to go drop it off at churches, we're going to go drop it off at charities.
Yeah, wicked boys.
We're going to drop it at places for kids that won't be able to get Christmas presents this year.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
if you are wanting to help out on that, we're not accepting money.
Yeah,
we're just going to toys, because that's how you know those toys will go somewhere.
Yeah, that's awesome, boys. Yeah, really get into it and behind everyone. That's what it's about. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, my idea is definitely to do a couple charity events each year.
Yeah, wicked.
So that is definitely the idea, because then it's still giving back.
Yeah.
Because as much as no matter how far we make it, even if we don't, and we kind of fall off the face of the earth and you never see us again, at least you never know. At least we've done something that might not mean much to someone else, but except the person getting it. Yeah. But it means on our own soul, it's just something nice to do.
You're doing a massive impact on the car scene, boys. From what we've heard about over here, was Perth scene dead?
Yeah. From my point of view,
was it? Yeah.
It wasn't dead in turnouts.
Yeah.
But the community was dead.
Yeah.
It was toxic. It got real toxic, I'd say.
Yeah.
And when I would go I would stop going to meets. I just lost interest, because it'd be the same shoe, different day. It'd be someone ripping it up, someone ripping it up, someone ripping it up.
Yeah.
And then you go driving all this distance, and then there's nothing really. You drive to the spot, great fun, cruising with your mates to the next spot, great fun. You get there and you're like, no one really wants to talk,
Yeah, everyone hangs in their own little groups and
that's it. Is hard to change that.
Man, we rolled in last night. I've never had a crowd around me car like that before, and everyone shaking hands, saying hi.
Yeah,
it was you could tell the community really came out last night, and that was insane. And you boys were even saying that was little.
Yeah, that
it was little.
It's kind of weird, because our last spot is usually a quieter spot.
Yeah,
because
insane.
It's all the exciting stuff happens in the first 3 spots. People learnt that. And they're like, I can go home because it happens to be close to home. Or it's that was a good night, let's leave it at that.
Yeah,
it's much. But the amount of younger people we're getting into the scene is insane.
Yeah.
We see, it's cool. It's we see L-platers driving their cars in that they've got with their parents
awesome.
That's
the Corollas with the massive distortion banner.
Yeah, that's it.
It's so we're all about the driver, not much about the car. I couldn't care less if you had a bloody what's her
Mazda 121 bubble.
Yeah, Mazda 121 bubble, a VW diesel Golf or a McLaren or something. As long as you're a cool cunt, it's alright.
If you got wheels, bro, bring it out.
Chuck a Distortion sticker on it, and there you go.
Legit, that's enough. We do kind of want to do a certificate kind of sticker for cars that we personally like, because we think that no one has to buy. We just give out, because I think that'd be a really cool aspect to do.
Yeah.
Because it kind of shows what we
represent.
Exactly. more a Supreme sticker. But then it's why should we seclude everyone? We want you get a massive turnout. You're bound to get tons of nice cars wanting to show off their cars in front of as many people as you can. We've had quite a few supercars out.
Yeah, we had a group called Monomall come along one time.
Yeah, they were real nice. We recorded a video of them, but the files got corrupted and we lost the footage.
Yeah, look, I don't know what happened to those files. I was doing a file transfer and they disappeared.
Legit. And we were so pissed off because it was such a good video as well. It was so aesthetic, and it started off me inside the McLaren. It was sick, but that's right. You win some, you lose some. But yeah.
How do you boys now feel about the car scene? Personal opinions.
Well,
starting with you, Joshy.
I'll go, because you go to more other meets than me, because I'm usually always working. But I haven't really been to many meets since I've started, because it's a car's expensive, man. It's bloody expensive. So it's I'm spending $100 a night for a Saturday night, which I'd rather spend that on piss anyways. I'd rather spend that on something where I gain like clearance out of it in my mind.
You're taking your pride and joy for a run, man. Yeah, that's what it's about.
And then I can, like, even last night, I got so many more ideas that I want to do. Like, with my boot set up, got a crazy boot set up with speakers and stuff. Going to get a custom, like, HSV mat around it with red and all that, like the car. Yeah. Like, just little stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard there's no boot lid, it's just all speaker.
Yeah, it's just a subwoofer.
My back seats at my,
We'll put a photo there somewhere.
Yeah, that'll be a photo. Or if you follow me, you already know.
Yeah,
but, yeah, it's just a magic trick. But yeah, so I don't know. I haven't really been in other meets, and no hate on Monday meets at all. Like, that's your postmate, you're there, but it's just when I went like a couple months ago.
Is this the one at the casino that I've been hearing about?
Yeah. They're every Monday. Yeah, they're good, like, because they're so consistent.
And where's that actually located in Perth?
Crown.
Crown Casino in Perth.
Yeah, so if you search up Crown Casino parking, like P8, that's usually the one that they're in.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like, that's another thing, you don't know who the owner is, and he's a good bloke. Look, we know him because...
rumour has he doesn't even go to it. He just organises it.
Yeah, look,
no comment.
No comment?
Yeah, but like, we know him, good bloke, great, but like, that's how he wants to run it, which is cool, but it's just when I went there, I just didn't feel the same vibe, and I don't know how to explain it, and I know for some of you that might be a little bit cocky, but like, that's just how I feel, but the more and more people I talk to, it's kind of coming around the same route. So what I want you to do, if you do end up going to Monday meets tomorrow night, come back to me and let me know if you feel like the vibe was different.
Yeah, right.
And then you can update the audience and just be like, was he right, was he not? And what about you, Cam? How do you feel about it? Because you recently went on a 3-ring sprint of going to every single one of them.
Yeah, I pretty much went to all the cruises. Yeah, look, it's definitely, I think the most thing that I've noticed about going to other meets, I mean, even though I do know the owners, there's not like a presence of like, everyone knows who runs this thing. So like,
face to a brand, guys.
Yeah, because I feel like the most important thing with us, like through our videos, through everything, like people will see us walking around the car park and they're the owners.
Yeah.
But otherwise I don't honestly think, like, there's bits and pieces here and there, like there's people that will do a skid every now and then, but I think the main thing for me when I go out to other meets is just like, there's not this super huge presence of who runs things that you're on, because like when I go to them, it's like nice to know like who's in charge, like who to go to if like you see an issue happening and stuff like that. And I feel like through our social media, it's allowed us to have that.
Yeah, like I was looking around and I seen your head first, and I was like, yeah, I know who. Yeah, that's the runner.
You always gonna like it. You usually always have a hat and a hat or a cap on, but
you were too busy hiding behind the car. Didn't want to talk to me.
But I don't know. So let us know. Yeah. See if the vibe's different. If you can explain it. If you can't, or is it just us being cocky?
I'll see. I wonder if we can. Because we're taking the car to get fixed tomorrow. So see if we can get up there and have a little look around.
Yeah.
But where's the future going for you boys? Tell us that.
Well, the way I'm doing it is I aim for 1% better every week.
Yep.
How can I improve next week? What can I do? Consistent. And that's how we've managed our time to get where we are. Like, I work a crap ton. He works full time and does uni full time, and we're still getting everything done because it's time management. Every week we're like looking, maybe we'll make this a bit shorter, or how can we make the sticker table more presentable?
Yeah.
What sticker design should I do next? What is my next plan for my clothing? So the way I'm looking at it is there's going to be step phases on where I want to attack as a brand.
Yeah.
So I would say more or less I am more in control of the business side of things because I've got a real push for it, but I don't make a decision without Cam. We're on it together for everything. Absolutely. I've just got that. I know what I want and I know what to do to get there, and I'll push for it. And Cam's very supportive of that.
Two mates on the grind coming up.
It.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like so he does pretty much everything social media side, and I'm doing all the ordering, behind the scenes, shipping stock, business, making partnerships with connections and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so where I really want to take it for the next year is I want to be known as obviously more or less like a community. It might sound a bit cringe, but a movement. So shifting kind of the scene slowly into something more respectful.
Yeah.
And more like, a car meet on a Saturday night, that's sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it's a family event almost.
Yeah,
Like
more.
someone, like even now we get like something I also love seeing is all the young families bringing around the little tuckers walking around looking at cars.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Like,
The amount of little kids in their beanies and jumpers, man. That was awesome.
I actually
a small jumper.
I actually gave that jumper to the kid for free because he did chose it out of the bucket for one of the meets. He's the cutest kid ever.
Yeah.
And I came friends with Mum, and she's awesome. And I happened to have one for my cousin that didn't fit, so I just gave that to her. So I was like, and then last night I was seeing the photos. He looked so happy, and it was like,
So cool.
so like. Her partner and her and her son all had a jumper on, and it looked sick. I was like, yeah, that's a good photo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely where I want to take it is the next step would be Australia, hitting Australia with that content.
Yeah.
And then from there, that comes in, the merch will come in from itself. And then I can grow off the behind the scenes account where we can do just random shit that we do.
Yeah.
You know, like dropping our mate off at his graduation. That's 3 years younger than us. So like,
mad.
or just how we do things and try to develop another separate audience for people who might not be interested in that.
Yeah.
And then, because hopefully we take it globally and everyone's wearing Distortion stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And as I said earlier, it may look like we're just slapping our logos on some really good quality stuff that we found. But that will be not forever. I got some things in the works now where I'm going to go the more unique way.
Yeah.
But everything I do, I want to be subtle from now on.
So the real question is, when he's coming to Sydney?
Yo, yeah, we've actually gotten questions about that. Like on our posts, like some of the ones that have just gone crazy views on Instagram. People are like, oh, like, where is this meet? And then we're like, oh, yeah, Perth. They're like, oh, damn, I'm in, like, Sydney or Tasmania or anywhere. And they're like, when are you coming over? Like, that's, like, I feel like that's our next achievable goal.
Yeah.
Is to be able to make it to a point where we're able to, one, financially, like, do it. And
tax
two, that would be sick. But, like, be able to have, like, obviously that receiving end of following that, just to be able to, welcome
They want
us over.
to see us grow and support us, and that's insane how it is. Like, we're getting some pretty decent merch out for 18,000 followers, and that is a lot. But on the scale of how big Australia is, we want to hit every market. That is the end goal. Like, have 1 million followers within Australia, the globe, doesn't matter. But prefer out Australia because that's the scene we want to hit. But I'd like to do a tour cruise once we build up these as we get bigger. Meet new people from, Sydney, Melbourne, do a tour cruise. So over the span of like 3 or 4 weeks, we'd go hit,
Well, it takes 5 days to get over the buddy from here to Sydney. I can tell you, is that right?
Oh, that would be dream to like bring our cars over there, but it's gonna be doable.
I would not be driving my car and putting it on a trailer. I wouldn't. I don't know how you made it up your trailer.
Oh mate, it was a sketchy drive. But man, we got the connection now, boys. Like, we just phone call away now.
Yeah.
Come over. I've spoken to the boys.
At least
Make magic.
At least I know where to call.
Yeah, buddy, yeah.
But definitely I think that'll be a next year sort of thing. Obviously there's not much left for the year anyways.
Yeah.
But I'd love to get that exposure over there, make the connection, see what the scene's all about, and see the people that are so good copying us. No, it's good because that's what we want to see. We want to see more people making content around their meet. That's how you capture it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would someone come to yours? Like, what comes there, you don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we encourage everyone to, but the more unique you are, the more original you are, you will get way better results. And that's just as simple as it was. Like, obviously people have done interviews before.
Yeah.
Like skits and stuff, but it's like how you make it into your own. Like, people do interviews on the street, we do it at a car meet. And everyone knows we do it at car meet, so it's subtly
awesome
saying
seeing you
Distortion.
boys walk around and actually getting everybody involved.
Yeah.
And the vibe you boys put off on the camera is awesome.
Yeah.
So happy, let's go get it, you know. And even off camera, you boys are the exact same, you
I
know.
appreciate
I'm
it.
just
Yeah.
I'm just a goofball with some tattoos and a Commodore.
Yeah.
I was a weird kid, and I will always be the weird kid. That's all right.
Same.
Unique. It's unique.
Unique kid,
Yeah.
unique kid, talented. Yeah,
That's
but
it.
that's the thing from young. I know this is also so cliche, but I've always wanted to have something of my own. I've always told my mum, like, I want to have something of my own. I want
That's
to
it.
do something. I want to be something. And yeah, I want to just create something. And I feel like this is what's gonna. Obviously, I want to get rich, but I feel like this is gonna set.
Yeah.
Like make this whole empire that I'm envisioning in my head, but we'll see if I can make it come true.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I wouldn't be able to do this without my best mate. So
Stop it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me turn the camera off first.
There wouldn't be a Distortion without Josh either. I can say that.
Was
I
your
would
daddy my
always
sister
say
or was
that.
your daddy me?
We don't know, honestly. But no, it's like, there's like a word I use. It's like a character development or something. I don't know. But like through that, I'm able to meet someone that I can, you know.
Canon event.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, like seriously.
Never thought we'd get to
Both
where
have
we
had
are
a
today.
crazy come up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7 months. Like this is, it's like sometimes I have to take a step back to really appreciate
Yeah.
and realise what we've created in the short time that we've been out. Like.
And the fact you can do that, man, that just shows the passion that you're putting into
Yeah,
it.
and how quick, like, we are putting these drives and vision. We got to work. We've got an idea. No worries, go over. We want to do a shoot with a bunch of the bikers for our hoodies.
Yeah.
All right, organise
Tell them
it.
the story.
40 people want to do it, but we allow 12 to come
Yeah.
in case some cancel. It all showed up anyways,
Yeah.
and that was sick. I love that. And then I couldn't even be there because I was working. Because that's the thing. Like, I work crazy hours sometimes as well. So it's just like you need that love.
Yeah, you need
to-
passion for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To not give up, because it's for what we do. It's like it's very like you
It'd
would
be
say very
hard sometimes,
draining.
boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
draining.
Oh, we get
hard.
burnt out for
Because
sure.
when you have
Yeah.
a lot of things on, and then you just finish editing all your
Yeah.
content for the week, and then you just finish posting, and you're like, all right, time to do it again.
Yeah.
You still
Like,
have a
it's
life
just-
to live, though. You still got your
Yeah.
personal lives as well, but like,
Which
you know,
is all
behind the
balanced. Like we'll go out, go kartings on a Friday night with the boys,
Yeah.
go to the pub.
Yeah.
It's like some weeks we just post less. It's like what you need to do. Everyone says to be successful. I know we're nowhere near successful, that you have to sacrifice a lot, and the truth is you do,
Absolutely.
but you can balance it.
For
Like,
this current moment, boys, what have you got left for the year?
about probably two major cruises.
Yep.
That
Two
will
big
be the
events.
dress up night.
Yep.
That we'll
yep,
be
yep.
doing, and then the Christmas meet.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. We've all planned.
And do you throw weekly meets or you know?
So it really depends on what we've got on. Sometimes we just both are busy.
Yeah. So
But if one of us has something we just cannot avoid doing, we'll just postpone it for a week.
yeah, we'll say we're not hosting. So
Yeah.
that idea, other cruisers can try start out on a Saturday night,
Yeah.
but for us, it's also nice to have a break.
Oh, yeah.
If our presence isn't there, we know that the vibe won't be the same. So why should we host? People will just do the wrong thing, and then it'll become.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll be looked at as they're from Distortion, they're doing burnouts. You know.
That's if
like-
we were hosting and we weren't able to make it.
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
So we always make sure that we are there when we host. If we can't be, then we're just like, we're going on a break. And then next meet is twice as big.
Big. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
everyone's waiting
Everyone's
for it.
keen because like
Yeah.
it's also quite interesting. Like whenever the weeks we wouldn't host, because we basically did weekly for like the first at least few months of like us running. So going on to our first kind of like breaks, people were like, "What's going on? Like,
Yeah.
where are you guys?" Like people would be messaging us in our DMs. Where's the map? Where's the map? We're like, it's not a map. we're
Everyone's
not
gonna
hosting."
go crazy over Christmas.
Yeah, but oh no, it's just cool seeing the kind of following we got and everyone just being like really, interested and it being like a highlight of their week, being able to come out.
Yeah, and we we had some few where they used to be like pre-meats to our meat.
Yeah.
And then they start their own meat because their pre-meat gets so big, which I think that's pretty kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, because we go north, south, east, west coast,
Yeah.
my aunt's house, his dad's house, you know,
Yeah.
wherever. So it's good to have other things on in case people don't want to drive that far, which is cool. But it's like, what we struggled with as well, when another big cruise was on a Saturday night, your chances of getting a big turnout was zero. Like,
Pretty much.
so that's kind of good. It's like natural selection, like when we don't host, to give other people a chance as well, because maybe there is someone better than us doing it better, and if they do the effort we do, the truth is they'll get the results we do. So it's like, you got to fight to have this kind of community, I'd say. Like, you got to work real hard on, even off just not being on the camera. Like, I think I spent majority 3 hours last night just talking to people.
Yeah.
Going around, asking people about cars, where they're from. When I saw someone alone, I went and talked to them and asked, you got mates here? They're like, oh no, I'm kind of new. I was like, oh yeah, no worries. Walk around with them, show them around. Just that sort of thing, showing my personality, that I'm not just an act. How I act is how I preach.
And also getting around, because there was sometimes we get all the old boys coming out with their classics and stuff, and we always make an effort to go and say hello, and some of them still come along, and just whenever we see them, go and have a good old chat with them, and it's just like, it's kind of what it's all about. Like, we're not, even though, because we are busy on our meet nights, but any spare time we have, we're trying to engage as much as we can with the community.
Yeah, mad.
100%. But
that's what's most important.
Boys, let's dive in a little bit to get to know you a little bit more. Let's talk about your rides.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You start us off.
Alright, so I'll send you some images so you can overlay this one.
Yeah.
So I've got a 2006 VE, SSV, HSVI, 101 Alpine. Long name, I know. Holden
said that a few
Commodore.
times,
haven't you?
I've
Yeah,
said that about 80 times this week. So it's not your average little boy. On the outside it is. It's just on some springs, Vitinis, with like the diving. Got them off a mate. Still cost me about $2,000 because they're $4,000 brand new. But I love the diving on its sides. And red, I got the classic Commodore red, and I think it's hot red. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Something like that. Stingray. That's it.
Yeah,
It's called Stingray. It is going to be changing soon. And yeah, so I've got a $20,000 sound system in it.
Insane.
$15,000 to $20,000. Yeah.
It's estimated,
Yeah. So
Wow.
and I didn't do it, but when I was going to buy another car, I had another SS before it was canned, whatever. But at the time, it wasn't in my means, so I took the decision to sell it.
Yeah.
And I got a new job and started earning some pretty good money for once, so I I had the money to afford, maintain, modify. And so I took my time. I went and looked at like 4 or 5 different SSs. It's just like, not it, you know.
Didn't get that vibe with them.
No.
Yeah.
I saw this red one, wasn't too keen on red. I love red, but I wasn't too keen on it just because the photos were a bit blurry and, look there, drive it, whatever, and go open up the boot and I just see this 4 subs,
It's a marvel.
4 amps,
It's beautiful.
3, I think they're diffusers or, I don't even know.
They're fuses, aren't they?
Yeah, some
It's so
form of
fancy.
fuse and receiver that lights up.
Yeah.
2 speakers. You go on the inside the car, you got 2 strips at the back, 2 strips in the front.
Yeah, awesome.
All done by Alpine and Myrie. So apparently, trying to find research about the car since I got it, it was a showroom car before in its previous life or wherever it's been.
Yeah, awesome.
But perfectly maintained, man. I only had a bit of paint fade. That's why I want to change it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
You get that with the red.
yeah, so that was the only thing done to it pretty much, just the sound system. So I was like, just offered her cash in hand and she was like, sweet, no questions asked. And I was like, well, is this a gold mine? Like, I'm thinking, is it a gold mine? Or surely a sound system doesn't add value on a car. But yeah, apparently it does. So
Steel.
so I got a steel, and I love that thing. I've probably spent about another 10 to 15 grand on my own money since I got it, and that's not even cammed.
It sounds like it's bloody rum. I thought there was storm rumble when you were coming down the street.
I got a magic trick.
A magic trick.
Yeah. So my mate, Mavs Engineering, will kind of like I wanted to get a flame kit just for the funds.
Yeah.
Because there's not many in Australia, and I go to him and was like, "Oi, surely we learn how to do this, and then he can be the only one that knows how to do it, so he can like add it in a portfolio to charge like other people to do it.
Yeah.
Like if they want it done. So you need no cats, pretty much no mufflers. I think you can get away with a hot dog, and you need just a stage on tune will do. And if you have auto, you need to get fuel cutoff turned off. But if you do have like a sequential up and down like I do, you'll be fine. Otherwise it won't work. So pretty much it just shoots massive flames, and it sounds like thunder. And when it goes kaboom, it sounds like it shakes buildings.
Yeah.
And I've scared too many people with it. I've got to be a bit careful because I was legit in the area around here a couple of weeks ago, driving along the foreshore. I've done me a little rumble and then slam bang bang, give it a big bang pop, and she's probably about 20 on an e-scooter driving up, and a bunch of her friends like loving the car, and when it went bang, scared her so much that she did a Looney Tunes fall and fell off the scooter.
No.
It's insane.
Oh no, it's pretty funny. Like it scares me, man. Like it catches me off guard. Like everyone knows as soon as you start hearing the thunder, you put your ears in.
Yeah. You know who it is.
And I've got an rattly exhaust from it at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Because I blew. It got that, like my tips were stainless steel, now they're gold. So I've blown out my bolts because it got that hot. It would have melted the bolts and blown them off. So it rattles a little bit. So I'm getting that fixed though soon. I can get the bolts myself, but I don't have anything that can get under my car, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, and let's talk about not fair.
So yeah, my car not as impressive as the Distortion SSV Alpine something. But yeah, it's a bit of a work in progress. Bought the car after it hadn't been driven for 8 years from an elderly lady. I was like, because it was overheating, took it home, blew head gasket, milky oil, not fun.
Yeah.
Chucked an engine within 24 hours, and then
Pretty impressive.
yeah, my very good friend, mechanic friend, he helped me out with that, so I was very grateful. But it's been a bit of a journey since. The rims that I've got on it now, I still don't really know what they are. The last thing I've seen of them has been a listing in 2003, someone trying to sell them. And yeah, I basically only got them because some wrecking car my mate was buying, and the guy was like, yeah, you can have the rims as well if you want. I was like,
they're
cool.
pretty much like super rare, and you don't see them.
Yeah,
They're nice. They're a nice pair of rims.
To be honest, I was not a fan of them when I saw them off the car.
yeah. So I mean, I was a bit hesitant.
Yeah,
as well.
but as soon as like he slammed the car and like put them on, I was like,
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, so then after that, so I was running just the rims, the 20-inch rims, all chrome, lovely and shiny. Not great in winter because they get dirty after a 10-minute drive. But yeah, eventually put BC Racing coilovers on it. Best decision ever. It changed the look completely. Would definitely recommend, even though they're extremely expensive.
Now you can't get over speed bumps.
Yeah, there's been some of them that are like a bit deadly.
I'm still on the spring, so I'm alright.
Speaking of that, how do you find OEM to coilovers? That's the question.
You mean like
suspension springs to
as in comfort?
Right, different.
Ability?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, well, so I actually, my original suspension of my car was a bit shot out. So my back end, whenever I'd have like a full set of people in the back, it looked like it was on like SS springs.
That's awesome.
Like it would look cool, but it wasn't really that great.
Yeah.
But no, the ride difference between them, I'd say, is a bit like, it's not like, obviously it's not the same. There's more cushion and like rebound to having just springs.
From being in the car,
Yeah.
well, because obviously I've been in it before.
Yeah.
Smooth, way smoother, and especially handling around the corners.
Oh yeah.
You're putting.
I'll touch on that.
It's
It's like there's the insane difference between going from stock tires to slightly thicker tires.
added
and
with
then
suspension.
And then coilovers, zero body roll. It like, you feel like you can go a lot faster than you should.
Yeah, going up
in a rear-wheel
Mount
drive.
Everest, mate. She handles like.
Oh,
Quite literally, man. That's how you get to his house. You have to go up a really steep hill. I'm not even joking.
but like, yeah, it feels so different. Like, that's really the biggest difference between stock suspension and coilovers. The ride is pretty nice, very smooth. Probably like every now and then you get a little bit of a bumpy, like, you know, chilling in your car, bumping around. But highway driving, any driving, pretty cruisy. It's just the speed bumps you gotta look out for.
Yeah.
We both have had quite a few cars.
Oh yeah, like my previous car. The reason I had this car, I somehow
has blown up 2 of the most reliable engines in the world. I'm just leaving it at that.
yeah. Well, the Ford was not really
Don't
my
give
fault.
this man a V8.
Ford wasn't my fault. It was just in 8 years. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
kind of
fair.
funny. It's got the 2016
Ford
service.
V8 or
sticker.
Holden V8? Which one?
Both.
Both.
That's it. No, but so I had a Toyota Orion at one time, and I had it for I think 3 weeks.
I could not believe how fast that thing actually was, though. I'm pretty sure they're like 290 horsepower.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much like a sport version of
280
Camry.
stock. They call it the dual VBTI. If you're familiar with VTEC and Civics, that's basically the VTEC for Toyota.
I had an SV6 and I'd gap it at the time. Like, he would just gap it.
Oh yeah,
like,
without any effort. It was a front wheel drive, so you'd be able to go fast around corners as well.
Yeah.
And it was very quick. That's probably what led to its demise. But basically, what happened, I was on a cruise. I was on a Monday meets actually. Like probably my first Monday meets with the car. I was like cooking it along the highway with all the boys, and I heard this little noise, and I was like, put the music down. I was like, what's that? And I was like, nah, you're right. Turn the music back up. Went through the Grand Farmer Freeway Tunnel. Don't know if you've been through there yet.
No.
But went through it. Probably got halfway through, and the whole engine completely blew up. I can probably give you some photos,
I got some sick photos from it.
Catastrophic damage that was caused to that engine was
The
crazy.
entire block underneath just had a line through it.
It was like a hole about this big in the block.
It's pushed. Like,
4 different holes throughout the block and the gearbox and
Unless you
everything.
did a good job.
He hotboxed the tunnel as well.
Yeah, it's behind me. It was so funny. There was a guy that was driving in front of me. He had a Subaru,
And he's notorious for breaking down.
He heard my bang and he's like, "Oh shit, my car!" And he looked at me and I was like, "Oh no, it's the Orion." And I didn't expect it, but no, the whole tunnel. My mate was behind me. He just entered the tunnel as it blew up, and he couldn't see a thing because it was so full of smoke. We had actually somebody that punctured their tyre from a shot of my engine.
And
So that was fun.
They tried to get him for it, and the cops told him to fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much.
The cops legit told him to F off. Like,
That was an
get out.
interesting story. So then I was very down on funds, so I got that.
What?
Cheap fam on.
Speaking of that, what are the cops like over here?
To us,
Yeah, man.
Like,
Just in general.
what
really.
we've seen so far, chill as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Like, if you're respectful to them, they're going to be respectful to you. If they're a cunt to you, you've just got to be mature enough to not be a cunt back and just try reason. And, like, we always make sure when we see them, we go up to them. We go, hello, mate. How you doing? How's your night?
Yeah, we basically
Any
run up
troubles?
to them.
Let
Like,
us know.
Please run.
And that's why we have such a good relationship with
Yeah.
them. Like, when last weekend we did have heavy cop presence, and that was just pretty much because of the Byford incident. But that was like kind of the consequence, you know. One person stuffs up, you get heavier cop presence. But they weren't defecting anyone. They weren't. I got word from the head, pretty much head of the Home Patrol himself. That's not. They don't want to go defect people. They're only going to really defect people who are doing the wrong already to keep them off the road for longer.
Yeah.
And
they even
just show
approached
us
us.
unless it's like reasonable enough, like a safety to others. Apparently, metal spoilers, they always get people with that. That's a reason because it's real unsafe for a crash. So for you, I don't know, random fact: if you're thinking about buying a spoiler, make sure it's aluminium or
Don't
plastic.
buy eBay spoilers. I'm looking at you. What do we say? Lance owners.
Yeah.
Don't get your big wing from eBay.
Yeah.
'cause they don't like
yeah.
that.
They'll get that. That's pretty much legit.
Yeah.
The only thing, and the other probably thing, I honestly don't think I've heard many people stress about the height of their car either. I've heard more people get defected for tint than the height of their car. Like,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I know in the 4B scene it's a bit different,
Yeah, I've heard a few.
Because
they don't like
it's just because of that. It's like, hey, the way I didn't know before I had the conversation with him, I was like, you know, their dog, why are you defecting the car? It's just got a lift. Until he explained the reasoning, it's like, you got a car with 35-inch tyres, a bull bar, this massive tray and all that sort of stuff. It's all custom car. Looks sick, look great. You get in a crash and them tyres are going to kill someone. Like, it just pretty much comes out to they weigh everything in on how it would affect pretty much a crash.
That's where engineering comes in.
Yeah. So that's why they are so strict on it over here for 4Bs. And to be honest, that's what's pushed me away from the 4B scene itself. Because I wanted to get a 4B, but I've just seen so many people get defected. I'm like, it's like, no, I don't want to. It's more of a financial blow, and they even admit that. They're like, he's going like, they're going to start soon. They're going to start handing out more like these citation warnings. So it's like, if I see you again, if another cop sees a car with this on in the next 10 days, it's not changed, they will defect you pretty much.
Well, that's pretty good of them. At least they give you a little warning, hey, fix it. You got a couple of days to get it resolved.
I was on the phone to him for about 40 minutes because I was like, mate, I want to try, see if we can come up with an idea. How can we do more of a system where you're not just getting defected for having a nice car? It's like, you should be defected as a punishment for doing something really wrong.
Yeah.
That's the way I kind of see it. But even he said he doesn't want it to be a punishment. He just wants it to be if it's not safe in the car. Because there was a time in Perth when they were handing them out left, right, centre. Didn't matter. Had different colour lights, you know, like that could go white. Didn't matter. Even you're parked up. Yep, see you later. And he's gone back.
I feel like you know somebody like that.
Just knowing people, just like, everyone was just fed up. Like, there was just a big phase of doing that. You'd like have, you know, LED number plate lights and they get you, or one light missing and they get you, or your seatbelt doesn't retain properly, they get you.
Like, seatbelt one you can sort of understand, but then it's like not really big of a deal.
No, not really.
And it's like they can try attack you if they want.
It's dependent on the cop.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, guys, you need to be as respectful as you can and know your stuff, because they're not mechanics as well, unless, you know, they obviously have been. But they know safety. So if you can explain in your terms as respectfully as you can how you see things, it might give you a better chance. But usually, even for me, they've just said, don't do this, don't remove it.
Yeah.
With my flame kit, that I would definitely get defected for that.
Yep.
That's probably a no-brainer there.
It doesn't have it.
I've kind of got a little idea in my head to cover myself a little bit. I'll be like, really? You want to see the dash cam?
It never does that.
I didn't know that. And they'll be like, and they'll ask, what's this red button? So my car's got a crazy setup for my speakers, and so I press it, it just stalls the car in case there's ever electrical fire, so it shuts it off.
Yeah.
That's the ejector seat of cars.
That's it.
But I honestly feel like the police and the defect rate probably tend gave a lot into the car scene.
Yeah, killing the car scene.
Yeah, because it would have been within the last couple of years. That's whenever it was just going crazy. Everyone would be getting defected.
Why would you spend money on a nice car when you can just bring out a skid to go rip it up at a car meet? You know,
whereas nowadays, even from all of our experience, from talking to cops, you don't get defected.
And I can't say that's because of us, but having that relationship with the cops, they're not going out of their way to defect people at our meets because we've made that relationship where they know we're respectful and we're just trying to hustle.
You're just there to have a good time, bring the community together,
and
go home.
They follow us on their personal accounts, and they even they get excited to come out because they want to see the cars on their shift. If there's shift in the area, they want to come out just to have a look at the cars, and they don't hide their presence. They make it known they're there, and that's what also will keep people behaving. It's like when you're trying to scribble on your drawing in school in the back of your book and the teacher was standing next to you, you'd stop because you wouldn't want to get caught. So it's like the same kind of principle, showing the authority, just behave where they're.
Have a look.
Yeah, nice, that's why I think it's so important that we, whenever we see a cop, we, basically go and run at them. Yeah. To be yo, where the guy's running this thing, you have any issues?
Yet to get any interview yet.
Yeah, we want to get an interview with the cop ones. He won't say no. So
one day it'll be the start of the video.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm here, I'm Josh, I'm here with oh, maybe we'll start them in the back of the car in handcuffs. But yeah, nah, we've only been shut down once.
Yeah.
And that time was completely fair enough. They had the police plane following us, and everyone was flogging it through residential area. And we got there, and about probably 8 paddy wagons showed us up, and they just blocked off all the entrances. I went up to them, talked to them, I was like, hey man, I'm the organiser. Look, if I tell everyone to leave, you know, will there be no dramas? And he's like, yeah mate, do that and we'll have no worries. So I got on a live stream, he got on the speaker, went around to everyone to leave respectfully, you know, and within 5 minutes everyone was gone.
Yeah,
it's just us.
Just gone.
Yeah, awesome.
And then they even thanked us for it. They got our information and all that. So it does go a long way.
Made a bond with them.
Yeah, it goes a long way just being respectful, guys. And I think that's what's got to change in the scene is you're just like, why do you got to be like a douchebag? You might as well try and make someone's day better, you know? Like that's the whole point of going out to meet people. You don't go out there to go bully people.
Because it took away the whole fear of police from us. Because we just, instead of like trying to be hiding from them, we just like, you know what, like we love you guys being here because it helps us out.
Yeah, because we legit
do less dumb stuff.
They know where we are going all the time.
Being a little kid as well, I'd love the cop car ride.
Yeah, someone posted a TikTok of the cops come through and someone asked to turn the lights on.
Yeah.
And they played the Bad Boys song on the speaker at the car. And the cop lights went
I
on.
loved it.
I think it was on Hustler or something. He posted on TikTok and mentioned us. And I thought it was pretty funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, but no, it's just about creating a positive environment, man. Like that's what needs to change in the world. There's so much negativity going on. Why not go to? I know it's not that deep, but you can go to a night, a cruise, where you can just forget about everything for once, and you can just talk to people, have a meat box, have a kebab. Everyone loves a kebab.
Let your mullet down.
Get it
Get it out there, boys.
Summer's coming, boy, and that's when meats pop off. So we're getting keen. I'm keen for this summer. The hot nights, windows down.
I would love to know, boys, how do you get car parts over here? Modifying, like...
Marketplace.
Marketplace.
Marketplace is like a striving black market in Australia.
Yeah, that's it.
If you want a part, you search on Marketplace, it's probably somebody selling.
Everything's coming from Sydney for my end.
Yeah,
Mr. Body Kits, even like just asking people if they want to sell a part or just ordering it from Whoop or wherever, but like legit.
Do you have anything here over in Perth like that? Like
paint, when it comes to paint shops, engineering, exhausts and all that, we've got a great engineer. I took him there. I went there once and I was like, you're awesome. I always went there, and then I brought him all that business because he went that extra mile for me, so I went that extra mile for him.
Exactly.
Bring him all that business, and even got him a custom hoodie. I'm going to bring to him on Friday. He'll love it.
Yes,
just because he's such a good bloke, and he's also on his grind, and we support other people that are on the same grind. Yeah. But where was I going?
Car parts over in
Oh yeah, that's right. Lost track. But yeah, so pretty much there are a few shops around.
Yeah.
But on Marketplace you find what they're doing is they just ordered a crap ton off eBay and selling it for an extra $50.
Yeah.
From what eBay was. So all my car parts have come from Sydney and New South Wales. So like I got Matcha Auto for the Angel headlights.
Yep.
They're not the Halo ones. They're like the...
Yeah, I get you.
I like them more aggressive,
LEDs.
in my opinion, yeah. And even my boot, Bobtail spoiler, Mr. Body Kids suspension, that's actually from factory. Someone was smart enough to order the car in double SLs, which is good. But they did get replaced, I think, about a year ago. So they're on... Pretty sure they're on Pedals now.
You need a good set of headlights around here, man. The amount of kangaroos...
Absolutely.
Yeah,
not all streets are super well.
One of my headlights work and the other one's pointing at the rear view mirror. So I've done a little naughty. So in Perth, everyone is horrible at merging, right? And we've
no comment.
There's a lot of new people, never say less, that like to do 10Ks under the speed limit.
But
in the right lane.
Oh yeah.
In the right. So the worst.
My right headlight is I've measured it directly into everyone's rear view mirror.
Yeah.
And even if you're in a bus, you would still get in your rear view mirror. It will blind you enough to move in the left lane.
That's why I like driving behind this guy.
So I'm not even joking. So this is me at night. This is another car, and everyone just moves out of the way because I can't see behind them because I just blind them, and it's like, and it's, I know it's a bit of a dickhead thing to do, but like, I seriously, don't even get me started.
It works.
You got that music playing, mate.
And the
Move,
thunder
bitch,
as well.
Get out of the way.
No, give them a good flame on the way out to say thank you.
Thank you.
Some of them are stubborn though,
Yeah.
and what I find happens, right? I'm riding up someone's ass. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. I've done it. You've done it too. Don't even lie.
You guys are
So right up someone's ass.
Can I see
and
the
then
dash cam footage?
I've got a little camera under my number plate. But yeah, so right up someone's ass. They get out of the way. Immediately come back, ride me in the ass. Biggest mistake.
Yeah, not good to go close to that car.
Someone did it to me the other night, and I had mates in the car, like legit on my ass. I didn't even ride up his ass. He just decided to ride up mine. So I know I had to give it to him. So I just like downshifted it and revved it, pretty much matched it all the way up, and pressed my little red button.
Yeah.
And touched my accelerator, and you just see him slam his brakes.
Melt the rear bar. Melt the front bar.
Get too close to that, your paint's going to clear coat.
Pretty much. That's it.
Well,
Gives you a good fright, that's for sure.
But yeah.
Well,
good
boys, it was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was
Absolutely.
great to meet you.
Thanks for letting us yap.
No, man, it's great to have you on, Yarn. It's been, a while that we've been, over east we've been talking about you, and
No, it's
thank you.
awesome.
We'll be there one day, guys. Like, I
You
cannot
mark our
wait.
words.
Like, I love a
We'll
good
have-
holiday and I love beer. So if anyone
Yeah.
wants to drive us around for a car meet and tell us the good spots, and we'll try see if we can do this.
Mate, I've got two amazing boys back home. They know the best feeds around, and they know the best beers around. So top, boys, 4 Pines, I reckon we need to go to.
Give
We're
us a
still-
car park and we're good enough.
We're still bogans, by the way.
But,
That's it.
boys.
Well, cheers, guys,
Thank you
and
very much.
It's been a pleasure.
thanks for listening to our story. If you've watched this far, don't forget to like and subscribe to this
That's
guy.
it. That's it.
Alright,
That's definitely.
cheers.
Alright, guys. See you later.
Later.
Okay. I wonder if your phone got storage or not.
Yeah, I deleted everything out of it.